1965. During his lifetime, there was the World War was included. And here in the friends, he also wrote the victory and number of the other works. Now we can discuss about his contribution. Because he was he only remember, you have to mention or only remember the one thing, that he was the prime minister. We can discuss about an army officer. He joined in the beginning of his career. After he joined the army, and he in the army he become that, we can say that, I have to mention that he can 1945 he became the prime minister of Minister of Defense. But before that, he was appointed as the first Lord of Admiralty, a post which he had only held in the 1911 to 1915. In the First World War at that time, he was in the war, we can say in the army, he was appointed as a admiralty. There was one of the posts, and there during the 1911 to 1915, the time period before just before the First World War. And after the Second World War, in 1914, in the May 1914, in the May 1940s, I have to remember, in the Neville Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of England during the 1940, the Neville Chamberlain, he resigned from his post. In 1940, Winston Churchill became the Prime Minister of England. And you know about it, friend, in 1939, the Second World War was begun. The Second World War was begun in 1939. And during that time, Hitler's fascist or Nazis army were too powerful that all the other countries, they were defeated, and they pushed back in their Second World War. And people thought about that the Hitler or Germany proved the victorious in Second World War. And when due to Neville Chamberlain resigned from his post, because due to in the attack, one of the brutal attack of the German Nazis army, and there was 1 lakh British soldiers died in that. And that's why the failure, there was the Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain accepted that was defeated, or we can say the failure, and he resigned. And when the Winston Churchill became the Prime Minister, so because even the British army, not only British army, but even the British or European peoples, they are disappointed and frustrated to the defeated against the Hitler's aggressive attacks or aggressive, we can say the imperialism. And due to that, if he can become the Prime Minister of England in 1940 and he can deliver the speech, "Oh my dear countrymen, I do not accept the spears and the bloods and tears only." And you can say, and this speech became too popular in England, and that provided the enthusiasm. Even the army and even the people, they become and we have to become the win. I can do it. That kind of temperament created by the Winston Churchill, and that's why he became the Prime Minister. Even that, the Ministry of the Defense in his hands. And Winston Churchill, મારા વાલા દેશવાસીઓ, હું તમને આંસુ, પરસેવો અને ખૂન સિવાય બીજું કંઈ આપી શકું એમ નથી, પણ આપણે ઘણું બધું મેળવી શક્યા, and he can glorify the history of England. And once again they re-attacked, and there was we know about that the result of the Second World War was quite different. And European country and America proved the victorious, and here his role was in 1955. And in the second generation, he was defeated in the election in 1946, and won against in 1951. He became Prime Minister 1940 to 1945. And once again, in one term, he was defeated in the election. And once again in 1951 to 1955. 1951 to 1955, he became the second time Prime Minister of England. And he was the national hero or wartime hero memorable in the history of England. And his speech are also the, we can say, he was a great orator. Okay, he can, just like we have to mention that sometimes many people impressed toward the speech of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In the same way, he was a determined personality, and he can deliver the speech. He can, the people was, you can say, attracted toward his speech. And he, during his time, whenever he became the writer, he also tried as a writer. He wrote the number of the books, and what were the popularity. After that, his retirement, he also wrote the many books, his memories, his autobiographies, his, you can discuss about his war memories and his experience in the war field in the First World War, and in many type of his book, which books are based on the histories and any other arts. And because on his death, there was a honor delivered by the Queen Elizabeth II. They have honored, and the whole of the assembly honored to the, on the death of that Winston Churchill. Even that Prime Minister of, even the President of America. You know about that? America has a presidency and England has the Prime Minister, democracy. Both have the democracy, but the system is somehow different. In America has a elected the President. They have no Prime Minister. India has the both President and Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has many rights and many authority. And other side, England has the, we can say that, Prime Ministership. They have not presidency. Okay, friends. And on that, even the President of America of the time, John Kennedy, had give the honorary citizenship to the Winston Churchill. Okay, friend, try to understand we have to try to understand the material notes to you there, and I have also provided that photocopy of that. You don't worry about that, friend. You first, even that sometime I think that my video become the larger, but I think that we have to understand properly. In within 4 or 7 minutes, how can I complete the topic? And that's why we have to make the cut part or 2 or 3 parts. Okay, and we have to understand the topic very well and what to write in the exam. Don't worry about it. I provided the material to you, friends. First one, that we have to write down full name, life one, designation, full name Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill, life one 80 years before to the 1965, designation former Prime Minister of England, specialty army officer, historian, writer, artist. Then we have to know his life. Winston Churchill was Prime Minister of United Kingdom from 1940 to 1945 and 1951 to 1955. He 2 times became the Prime Minister of England. And he was widely regarded as one of the greatest wartime leaders of the 20th century. He was remembered as one wartime leader of the 20th century. You know about that. Napoleon Bonaparte.